Kelly Ripa has always been the face of energy, laughter, and morning optimism. For years, viewers have tuned in expecting smiles and lighthearted moments. But on this particular day, something felt different. There was no announcement, no dramatic statement, just a quiet pause that spoke louder than words. Fans noticed it immediately. A softer expression, a reflective tone, and in that brief moment, Kelly reminded everyone that even the strongest, most familiar faces carry emotions we don't always see. It wasn't about sadness or headlines, it was about honesty, a quiet, emotional moment that connected deeply with viewers across the country and made many stop and reflect on their own lives. Kelly Ripa's emotional day continues, a quiet moment that touched fans. Kelly Ripa has built a career on warmth, humor, and consistency. For decades, she has greeted viewers with a familiar smile, creating a sense of comfort that feels almost personal to millions of Americans. Yet even the most polished public figures experience days that unfold more quietly, moments when emotion speaks louder than words. Recently, Kelly shared one such moment, and its simplicity is exactly why it resonated so deeply with fans. This was not a dramatic on-air breakdown or a headline-grabbing revelation. It was something softer, something real, a quiet, emotional pause that reminded viewers that behind the studio lights and television screens, Kelly Ripa is human, thoughtful, reflective, and deeply aware of the emotional rhythms of life. Those who follow Kelly closely notice that something about her demeanor felt different. Not alarming, not unsettling, just reflective. She appeared more introspective, more grounded in the moment. For longtime fans, that subtle shift spoke volumes. Kelly did not announce that something was wrong. She did not seek sympathy. Instead, she allowed herself to exist honestly in a space that didn't demand constant cheerfulness. That choice, small as it may seem, was powerful. In a culture that often expects public figures to perform positivity at all times, Kelly's quiet authenticity stood out. The power of silence. One of the most striking elements of this emotional day was how little needed to be said. There were no long explanations, no dramatic statements, just a moment of visible reflection that viewers could interpret in their own way. Silence, when chosen intentionally, can be deeply expressive. Kelly's pause reminded fans that emotions don't always require narration. Sometimes, simply allowing a feeling to exist is enough. Many viewers later shared that they felt comforted by that silence. It mirrored moments in their own lives, times when emotions surfaced without warning and words felt unnecessary. Emotional honesty without oversharing. Kelly Ripa has always been skilled at walking a delicate line, being open without being intrusive, personal without being exposed. This moment was no exception. She did not disclose private details or invite speculation. Instead, she modeled emotional honesty in a responsible way. She showed that it's possible to acknowledge feelings without turning them into content or controversy. For fans, this approach felt refreshing. It respected both her boundaries and the intelligence of her audience. Why fans felt so connected. The response from viewers was immediate and heartfelt. Social media filled with messages describing how Kelly's quiet moment felt relatable, comforting, and real. Many fans shared that they had experienced similar days, times when emotions lingered beneath the surface without a clear cause. Seeing someone they admire navigate that space with grace made them feel less alone. This kind of connection cannot be manufactured. It comes from authenticity, and Kelly has long understood the value of that. It's easy to forget that television hosts live full lives beyond the studio. Early mornings, long hours, family responsibilities, and public expectations create a demanding rhythm. Kelly's emotional day served as a gentle reminder that even those who appear endlessly energetic need moments of reflection. Balance is not about avoiding emotion, it's about allowing it without judgment. Fans appreciated that Kelly didn't rush past her feelings to maintain an image. She allowed the day to unfold naturally, and that honesty resonated. As people grow and evolve, their relationship with emotion often changes. Kelly Ripa has spoken in the past about how perspective shifts over time, how experiences, family, and personal growth shape emotional awareness. This quiet moment seemed to reflect that maturity. It wasn't about reacting, it was about acknowledging. That difference matters. Viewers recognize this as the kind of emotional intelligence that comes from lived experience, not performance. Mark Consuelos and steady support. Though the focus remained on Kelly, many fans couldn't help but note the quiet presence of stability in her life, particularly her partnership with Mark Consuelos. Kelly did not center her emotions around her marriage, but longtime viewers understand the importance of having steady support during reflective moments. Their relationship has always been characterized by mutual respect and balance. In moments like this, subtly reinforce that dynamic. Support doesn't always appear on camera. Sometimes it exists quietly in the background, providing strength without attention. Why this moment matters more than big headlines. In a media environment driven by shock value, Kelly Ripa's emotional day stood out precisely because it was understated. There was no urgency, no exaggeration, no call for alarm. Instead, there was space. That space allowed viewers to project their own experiences, making the moment personal rather than performative. It reminded audiences that emotional truth doesn't need volume to be powerful. Kelly's quiet honesty aligns with a broader cultural shift in how emotional wellness is discussed. Increasingly, people are recognizing that not every emotional experience needs a label or explanation. Sometimes it's enough to acknowledge a feeling and let it pass naturally. By modeling this approach, Kelly contributed, perhaps unintentionally, to a healthier conversation around emotional awareness. Fans shared their own stories. One of the most meaningful outcomes of this moment was the way fans began sharing their own reflections. Comments described similar days, times of quiet emotion, introspection, or unexplained heaviness. Kelly's openness created a space where viewers felt safe acknowledging their own feelings. That kind of ripple effect is rare, and it speaks to the trust she has built over years of consistent authenticity. Traditionally, strength in public figures has been associated with composure and control. Kelly's day subtly challenged that idea. Strength, she showed, can also mean allowing emotion without apology. It can mean staying present rather than rushing to explain or fix. This redefinition resonated deeply with viewers who were learning to view emotional awareness as a form of resilience. Kelly did not frame her emotional day as a lesson. She didn't deliver a speech or offer advice, and that's exactly why it felt genuine. The meaning emerged naturally, shaped by viewers rather than dictated by narrative. It was a moment, not a message, but its impact was undeniable. Moving forward with grace. As the day passed, Kelly returned to her familiar rhythm, carrying forward the same professionalism and warmth fans expect. But something had shifted, not dramatically, but subtly. There was a shared understanding between her and her audience, a recognition that life includes quiet, emotional moments, and that acknowledging them doesn't diminish joy, it deepens it. Why fans will remember this day. Years from now, fans may not recall the specifics of what Kelly said or did, but they will remember how the moment made them feel. Seen, understood, less alone. That emotional connection is the foundation of Kelly Ripa's enduring relationship with her audience. A quiet reminder for everyday life. Kelly's emotional day offered an unspoken reminder to viewers. It's okay to have days that don't need explanation. It's okay to feel without labeling. It's okay to pause. In a world that constantly demands clarity and productivity, that reminder felt like a gift. Kelly Ripa's emotional day didn't trend because it was shocking. It mattered because it was real. In choosing presence over performance, she touched fans in a way that words alone could not. Sometimes, the quietest moments leave the deepest impression, and for many viewers, this was one of them.